Hi, so welcome to the UCC guide. This is a little video I've put together to show you how to use your Universal Celestial Calendar. Okay, so if you open up your PDF, you'll see that on the front cover, we're showing the structure of the calendar. So in the center is the Tropical Zodiac. Around here is the sidereal zodiac, and then the outer ring is the Yuga cycle, the 24,000 years cycle of the precession of the equinoxes, which is what the year number here in the calendar is based on. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, have a look at my wisdom workouts. So on wisdomworkouts.net, you've got all my YouTube wisdom workouts there, or you can go to my YouTube channel, Project Freeman YouTube channel, and you've got a workshop about the great year, and the second workshop is about the zodiacs and how they work in the calendar. So that's what we're showing there, and then you've got your name here, and then your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant sign. So these symbols, this is the sun symbol, this is the moon symbol, this is the earth symbol, because your ascendant sign is your earth sign. So here you'll have the astrological symbol, you know, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, whichever, for your sun sign, moon sign, and ascendant. All right, so that's what that is. Now I just want to jump to the back cover. So down the side here, you've got all the different pages of the calendar for the whole year. Let's just have a look at the back cover, because this shows you the structure of the calendar. So this circle basically is the orbit of the Earth around the Sun. So we're showing the Sun in the center of the solar system, and imagine we're looking down from above onto the solar system, and then we're looking at the circle that the Earth makes as it goes around the Sun. All right. And as you probably know, the Earth is tilted. So when the Earth is side on to the Sun, these are the equinoxes, where we have equal night and equal day. And when we get to this part of the orbit, the Earth is tilted towards the Sun, and over here is tilted away from the Sun. So these are the two equinoxes and the two solstices. Sorry about the dogs barking in the background, but I am in Portugal, which is known as the land of the barking dog. Yeah, so this is basically the orbit of the Earth around the Sun. And from our perspective on Earth, we can put ourselves at the center, and then we can watch the Sun go around the Earth. But either way, that's the year cycle. So it's kind of pretty much a circle of 360 degrees, which you can see here in the white. So these are the 360 standard days of the year. All right. And we divide those up into 12 equal sections of 30 days each, 30, 60, 90, 120, and so on. So each of these green months is 30 days, okay? So the calendar is divided into 4 quarters, you can see here, based on the divisions of the year made by the equinoxes and the solstices. Okay, so we have 4 quarter seasons. So in the northern hemisphere, this is spring, this is summer, this is autumn, this is winter. And it's the opposite for the southern hemisphere. But wherever you are on the planet, the zodiac works the same way, okay? So when the Earth is going from this position around to this position, it's the same. It's going to go through the months of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini for the whole planet, wherever you are. All right. So we've got 90 days in each quarter. And these keys here show you the structure. So we don't have weeks of 7 days in the UCC. Instead we have 36 decans of 10 days. So DEC, dec or des, is where we get decimal and decade and all these things to do with 10. That's from the Latin name for 10. So we have 36 decans of 10 days making up, and these are the ones in red here, making up the 360 standard days of the year. We've got 360 standard days shown in the white circle, okay? And those are in 12 months, which are called triads. Triad means group of 3. So in each quarter season, there's 3 triad months, and each triad month has 3 10-day decans in it. So this is a group of 3 in each season, and then we got 3 decans in each of the months. So that's why I call them triads. It means group of 3. Okay? And then you've got here like the 4 quarter seasons of 90 days, which is 3 triads and 9 decans. All right, so that's the basic structure. But then with the UCC, we have 5 special days to make up the 365 days of the year. So 1 special day for New Year's, which I show in the middle, and 4 new seasons days. And these are this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are days in blue. All right, so they're a special day to celebrate the equinoxes and the solstices. So that makes 365. Okay, and this repeats exactly the same year after year, apart from when we need a leap day in a leap year, just to realign everything, because the Earth spins 1 quarter turn every year to complete its orbit, 1 extra quarter turn, so about 6 hours. All right, so every 4 years or so you have an extra day to add all those 6 hours up to 24 hours and have an extra day, and that keeps it all aligned to the seasons. All right, so that's the basic structure, and then we've got all the parts of that in the calendar. So this is how we can look at this, as I say, as if we're looking down on the sun from above the solar system, and we're watching the Earth go anti-clockwise around the sun. Okay, and these. So this calendar is based on actual astronomical and astrological events in nature, not some arbitrary birthday of a prophet in a religion or anything like that. So it's nature-based. So following this cycle puts you back in sync with nature. Okay, and then the other thing to mention is we have 8 seasonal festivals, and these are shown here. So we have a festival for each equinox and a festival for each solstice, and then as the ancients always did, we have the mid-season points, these dotted yellow lines here in the middle of the fixed signs of the zodiac. We have a festival to celebrate the mid-season points. So these quarters here, these are the seasons of heat. So these are the astronomical seasons as defined by all scientists and astronomers and everything. But then we've also got 4 seasons of light. So from here, mid-Taurus to mid-Leo, this is in the northern hemisphere, this is the lightest time of the year. So this is the summer of light. And down here is the darkest time in the northern hemisphere, from mid-Scorpio to mid-Aquarius. So this is the winter of light, the darkest days. So this is the spring of light. From mid-Aquarius to mid-Taurus is the spring of light, when the light increases most. And over here from mid-Leo down to mid-Scorpio is the autumn of light, the fall of light. That's when the light decreases most in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so we have these cross quarters make the seasons of light. So when you hear people talk about Midsummer's Day being at the summer solstice, they're talking about the midsummer of light, the middle of the summer of light. But actually the summer of heat is this season here. So these are the seasons of heat, and the cross quarters are the seasons of light. All right, so that's how it works. And you can find many allegories of that in the Bible and in loads of religious texts and lots of different cultures all around the world throughout the eons. Anyway, so let's have a look at how we use it as a calendar, like on a practical basis. Now, the year we're looking at for this example is actually a leap year. So I'm going to show you how the calendar starts. So in a leap year, we have an extra day added in, a sixth special day called Leap Year's Day, which is only on leap years. And I number it day 0 because then all the rest of the numbers, the day numbers for the calendar, stay the same. Okay? Now at the start of the year, for Leap Year's Day and New Year's Day, those days aren't part of any season. They're before we start the seasonal cycle in terms of the calendar, okay? So we just have a special extra month. It's only 2 days, or it's actually only 1 day in a non-leap year, but it's called 0 again, since it keeps all the numbers the same, all right? So when we have a leap year, it's Leap Year's Day, it's day 0, and it's day 0 of month 0. So it's like 0 of 0, okay? And typically that will fall on, you can see here the Gregorian date, March the 20th. So when we have a leap year, typically it's on the day of the equinox. Because in a standard year, New Year's Day, day 1 of the year, is always the first full day after the day that the equinox, the Aries equinox, occurs on. So this is, you can see a Gregorian March 21st. All right. Now in this calendar, you've got, it tells you on the special days which festival they're part of. And in here you've got your day number. So this is your age in days since you were born. Will be in this box. And it's also on every day throughout the calendar year as well. All right, so New Year's Day is the first of 0, if you want a date for it. You've got the day number here, the name of the day. This symbol is the symbol showing the eight what's called the eightfold year, the 8 seasonal festivals we talked about. So that's the symbol I use for New Year's Day because it shows the whole year. And here's the year number. Okay, so having celebrated Leap Year's Day and New Year's Day, we get into the calendar. Now on Leap Year's Day, you can look back here to the last leap year, 4 years ago, and you can look forward here to the 4 years to come. And similarly on New Year's Day, on this special day, you can sort of meditate on the year just past and here on the year to come. And you can put some seed planting ideas here for the year to come, and so on. Okay, and then we get on to the first of these 4 new seasons days, the blue ones, okay? So the first one is First Seasons Day. So it's all these 4 special days to mark the start of each season. They're all day 0 of their respective month. All right, so the first month is 1 Aries, and so this day is 0. It's the 0 of Aries, or the naught of Aries. Okay, if you want a date, like saying it's the 22nd of March, it's the naught of 1 Aries. all right? And again, you'll have your day number there. And you've always got the Gregorian date, so you can relate back to people still in the matrix. Yeah, and then when I created the calendar, I only used numbers, the numbers that worked. So the months were called 1, 2, 3, 4, or first, second, third, whatever you want to, basically numbers, 12 numbers. And once I realized it aligned with the tropical zodiac, I added in the relevant tropical zodiac sign that it closely aligns with, okay? It won't always align precisely because the Earth's orbit isn't circular, it's elliptical. So it's more oval, and so events move slightly each year. But more or less it lines up, okay? So basically, if you've got a degree of an event, like a planet or a house, in your birth chart, which is based on the zodiac, that's a date in the calendar, okay? Now you can see also at the top of each day in each triad month, this box will have your age in days here, and at the bottom of each day you've got the Gregorian day of the week and the date there. So very easy to follow and relate back and forth. But obviously you can see that these deacons, they're all 10 days, they all align perfectly above each other. And you've got the deacon number here. So this is the 1 to 36 number. The first deacon of the year is pretty much aligns with the first deacon of the sign Aries, give or take a day or so. And you can see there then that the first day in this triad month equates to the 23rd of March in the Gregorian calendar, all right? Now what I also add to the calendar each year is all the moon phases. So look, you've got the first moon of this year was a full moon in when the sun was in Aries, so this is the full moon in Libra, so you've got the little Libra symbol there for the full Libra moon, and you've got the time it occurs. And then pretty much that moon within a day or so is going to be in the 3rd degree of Aries, all right? So, and I also put in the time that the sun goes into the next sign. So you can see the sun goes into Taurus, the sign Taurus here, at almost pretty much 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the 19th of April. So that's actually the 28th day of this month. But some years it'll be here because it moves around a little bit. But I tell you on the calendar when the sun actually goes into each tropical sign, all right? So then it's showing you that the sun then after this time will be in the sign of Taurus, all right? But we're still in the first month, triad month in the calendar. Yeah, and then you've got 2 Taurus and 3 Gemini. So they're the 3 months of the first quarter, and they're the 3 months of spring in the northern hemisphere, or autumn in the southern hemisphere. All right. And you'll see each triad month is exactly the same look, and all the months are exactly the same structure. 3 deacons of 10 days. So I call these are all Wednesdays, the 1st, the 11th, and the 21st. That's Wednesday. This is Tuesday, the 2nd, the 12th, the 22nd. This is Thursday, the 3rd, and the 13th, the 23rd, and so on. So it's really simple. You can do it on your fingers because you've got 10 of them. You can do it in your head really easy. And imagine we're on this day, the 3rd of Aries. That's the 3's day. You want to meet someone here, you say, I'll meet you on 6th day. or I'll meet you next Thursday, which will be this one over here. Or do you remember when we met last Wednesday? Well, that's here for Wednesday. So really simple. Yeah, because it's all based on tens. And this is just how the ancient Egyptians used to divide the year up into 36 decans of 10 days. Why is it 10? Well, obviously in our solar system we have the sun and 9 planets, so that gives us a 10. And also the ancient Egyptians realized that in the year cycle they would get a different group of 10 stars, a different group of stars rising every 10 days, and that's why they divided the year into 36 decans of 10, because every 10 days a new group of stars would rise in the evening in the eastern horizon. Okay, so if you study ancient Egypt, you'll see they had a calendar made up of 12 equal months of 30 days, all with 3 decans of 10 days. Now, I didn't know that when I created this calendar. I found that out later, but I took that as a good sign I was on the right track. So yeah, so we go through these 3 months, and then we jump off again and have a special day to celebrate the solstice, and then we go back on. So Aries, Taurus and Gemini are the 3 months of spring in the northern hemisphere or autumn in the southern hemisphere. Then we have a special day, and then Cancer, Leo and Virgo are the 3 months of summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in the south, and so on. So if we have a look, if we go through the months, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Oh, and by the way, these yellow marked days, they show a festival. So this is the festival of Taurus, is the middle of Taurus. So that is this point here. So that's the mid-spring in the northern hemisphere. This is the mid-spring festival. It's also known as Beltane, and in the Gregorian calendar it's around the 5th, 6th, 7th of May. It's around there. It's in the middle of Taurus. So actually this is where May Day, which is now celebrated on the 1st of May in the Gregorian calendar, that's what that's based on originally. These were all pagan festivals. They would typically do them on the nearest moon to this time. So when you see the yellow days, they're festival days, okay? Yeah, and then we got Gemini. Gemini ends with the Cancer solstice. So this is the festival of Cancer. Then we have the second seasons day, which celebrates the Cancer solstice, which is typically 21st of June in the Gregorian calendar. So that's going to be the naught for Cancer. All right, 21st of June is naught of Cancer. Is this one of those special days? And then we go through Cancer and Leo and Virgo. Then we jump off again for third seasons day, which celebrates the Libra equinox. So this is a festival for Libra. So this is the naught of Libra. So Gregorian, that's 20th of September. It's pretty close to the actual equinox. You can see here in Libra, there's the actual equinox marked. When the sun goes into Libra, that's when it crosses the equator going south and goes from the northern hemisphere into the southern hemisphere, and that day is opposite the Aries equinox. So this is the Libra equinox. But both of those equinox days are when we have equal hours of day and night. Okay. Obviously in the top half, when we're in this part of the cycle, the sun is above. You can consider then this to be the equator, and then the sun is above the equator in this part of the year, and we have longer days in the northern hemisphere and shorter nights. But when we get to Libra equinox, the sun goes into the southern hemisphere, and for us in the north, the nights get longer and the days get shorter. And the opposite in the southern hemisphere. So if we go back to Libra, yeah, we go through Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius, and again in the middle of Scorpio, we have the festival of Scorpio, which is around 5th of November. That's when the sun's halfway between the Libra equinox and the Capricorn solstice. And we have a little festival to celebrate that. And then we go to Sagittarius. And then we get to the end of autumn in the northern hemisphere, the end of the third quarter. And we have fourth seasons day to celebrate the start of the next quarter. So this is the naught of 10 Capricorn, this date. And these symbols here, for each of the seasons day, they just show you which quarter we're talking about. So look, first seasons day is talking about this quarter. And you can see that on the back cover, because this is the first season, quarter one. So it's this quadrant of the circle, and you can see that there, that quadrant there. I hope that's coming over on the video. You can see my mouse okay. Second seasons day, look, has this quarter here. And you can see that on the graphic, it's this one. So the symbol actually tells you which quarter of the year we're looking at as well. And then the same, so here's the third quarter, look, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and on third seasons day we've got that symbol for that quarter there. Yeah, so fourth seasons day celebrates what we call the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. It's actually the Capricorn solstice. It's the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. Okay, and then we go through the 3 triad months of the fourth quarter, northern hemisphere winter. This is showing you the time again of this actual solstice there on the 21st of December, Gregorian. Again, you got the decan number here and all the moons, and when the sun goes into the next sign, you go through Aquarius. Again, this is the middle of this quarter season festival, so around the 3rd, 4th of Feb. All right, that's the middle of winter in the northern hemisphere, midsummer in the southern hemisphere. But the sun is basically halfway between here, the Capricorn solstice, and the Aries equinox. So we have a little celebration again, and then we go through Pisces, and we've completed all 36 decans, and we end the year again when the sun reaches the Aries equinox. So we call that New Year's Eve, typically the 20th of March. Okay, and that's it. And then you can print this whole calendar off and put it on the wall, or you can print it off big and put it on the wall, or you can bind it up into a calendar to write on, which is what I do. I mean, I have it on the wall and I write on it. So, I've got one all bound up like this, and and then you can write on it. Use it practically. So that's how it works throughout the year. And then in the back of your calendar, you've got a year planner. So this shows you, obviously you turn this up the right way and put it this way up rather than this way. And then you've got, this is the first quarter, which would be Northern Hemisphere spring. And this is second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. You've got, you know, first season's day here, and then the first season, second season's day, third season's day, and so on, fourth season's day. And at the top you've got New Year's Day, and if it's a leap year, you've got Leap Year's Day there. So you can print that off big. We've got A3 and A2 versions of this, which are good to put on the wall, and you can see the whole year then. And you've got the Gregorian dates for every day, and you've got all the moons there, and all the seasons. Look, so all the yellow, these yellow days. These are all the seasonal festivals, and here you've got the mid-season festivals. So it's all nicely geometric and aligned, and it repeats the same every year. So a date in this calendar is the same date this year and last year and next year and everything. It doesn't move like the Gregorian calendar, where you have sort of weeks overlapping from one month to another, and you have the day moving by one every year and all of that stuff. You know, the Gregorian calendar is not in sync with anything, whereas this one is in sync with the natural seasonal cycles. Now, between the year planner and the back cover, what I normally do, I'll put you'll probably find you've got your, if I've done it for you, you've got your lifetime astrology chart added in there. And if I've done it, also you'll have your lifetime astrology analysis, which will be a spreadsheet showing all your astrological events in your life. And the thing to realize with this is, this basically is similar to your birth chart. Your birth chart shows where everything was at the time of your birth, and if you've got a planet in Aries, whatever degree of Aries your planet is at, that's a date in the tropical zodiac, okay? So that's a date that we can put on the calendar. All right? So let's have a look. So say, I don't know, let's have a look at winter Capricorn, because I'm doing this now at the end of Sagittarius. All right, today is actually the 19th of Sagittarius, the day I'm recording this, which is in the Gregorian this year is a Sunday, the 8th of December. Now, of course, next year, that'll be Monday, the 8th of December, but it'll still be the 19th of the 9th month Sagittarius, okay, in this calendar. Because the days don't actually change, you know, it's only in the Gregorian calendar they change because it's not aligned properly. So it's very simple, this calendar, to use. And yeah, I'm recording this video this day, the 19th of Sagittarius. So we're coming towards the end. You know, we've got tomorrow, and then we've got a full decan. And then that's the end of autumn for us in the north. And then we've got a special day for the solstice, and then we get into the winter again in the northern hemisphere, right? But as I say, wherever you are, the sun's going to be in Capricorn, whether you're in the north or the south. So the zodiac works wherever you are, which is why it's the best universal calendar for the whole planet. Yeah, so I just want to show you that. So basically, say you're, I don't know, say you've got your Jupiter was in Capricorn, okay? And if you're in your birth chart, if your Jupiter is at like 6 degrees of Capricorn, well, that's a date, the 6th of Capricorn. So pretty much within a day or so, you could write on here my natal Saturn. Sorry, I said Jupiter, didn't I? So if you got your Jupiter in Capricorn, you can put here, my natal Jupiter, 6th of Capricorn. And on that day, the sun, in its yearly cycle, will pass over the point at which your natal Jupiter was at. So you know that day you've got an aspect there of the sun conjunct your natal Jupiter, and that's an astrological aspect that'll be to do with expansion and stuff. Okay, so you know, the thing to realize is that the tropical zodiac is the ancient 12-month calendar that people used to use as a calendar, and the degrees of the zodiac are dates in the calendar. All right, so it's amazing, and then it all starts to make sense, you know. So if you want a really personalized calendar, that is a contribution required for that, because it takes quite a lot of work. But basically then I put your whole birth chart onto the calendar. So you'll have whatever degree of whatever sign your planets are at, they'll be marked on here. And all your house cusps, the days that the sun enters your different houses, will be marked on here as well. And you can see exactly what's coming up for you then, and what energies you're going to be dealing with astrologically. Okay, so that's how it works. I hope that makes sense. If you've got any other questions, just let me know. And if you want any more resources, let me just show you. If you go to the universalcelestialcalendar.com, this is the home page. You can see there's a wiki, a detailed wiki about the calendar. This page tells you okay, we'll have a look at that after. I think my internet's off. But you've got the app, the UCC app here, which is this one. So I'll do another video about this, but just to show you, if you want to see, you know, this is what the cover of the calendar's based on. You can put the great year on, so you can put the date, the full date. All right, so, and you've got all the tables. So that's an app for the calendar. All right, which you can turn things on and off. You can animate it, whatever you've got set here, whichever. I've got 1 day step set, so it'll animate and it'll cycle through 1 day at a time. This shows you, this yellow line shows you the year so far, where we are in the year cycle. It shows you what decan and which triad we're in. All right. And the green one here shows where we are in the great year, the 24,000 year precession of the equinoxes, with 13,525 years from the peak of the golden age. All right. So, but anyway, that's another video, and again, that's all covered in my wisdom workout videos on my YouTube. So if you want to learn more, you can check that out. You can also let's just stop this. You can also check the Wikipedia page. But you know, the app does lots of things. So that's there. There's also on you've got a date calculator and converter also on the web page. You can download the full calendar and the year planner. So this year's ones are there. You can download them specific for this year. These ones at the top here are generic. So they're blank ones that have the format of the calendar. Because as I say, it repeats exactly the same every year. So the only reason you have to change it is because the Gregorian day of the week changes. And if you want to put the moons on, then obviously the moon moves based on the lunar cycle, not the solar cycle. But yeah, you've got a web page there. which explains all about it, and lots of resources. There's another link there to another fan page, and on the top of all the web pages, you've got the UCC today's date in the UCC. All right, but yeah, so that's your calendar. If you got any questions, let me know, and have fun, enjoy it, and get into the astronomical cycles.